Hello, how you going? You're listening to CarTorque on 98.9 Northwest FM, a show for motoring enthusiasts. So glad you can join me for the next hour. So you'll be chilling with me, Matty J, as we talk cars, play some music. Tonight we're going to be talking all things turbocharged. So as we talk about our favourite force-fed heroes, I'll be joined by Alan and Anthony to say, for them to say their favourite turbo cars, and also have a small discussion a bit later on about car games that we like in light of the new Forza Horizon that's being released. So tell us what your favourites are by sending us a text on 0447777989. That's 0447777989. So let's get started. Let's crack into a song. So I'm joined in the studio by Alan and Anthony. Say hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's happening?
Not much, man. Not much. Yourself?
Same old. Another day in paradise.
Just glad to be here.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm glad to have you guys on. All right, so tonight we'll be talking about turbos because you guys both own turbocharged cars. But let's talk about your car history first. We'll go with Alan first. What cars have you had? Tell us a bit about them. Tell us about yourself as well. Say I'm Alan.
I'm Alan. Just currently studying at biomedical science, and hoping to become a doctor eventually. But it's probably a long road, and no one really cares about that.
What?
I'm quite into cars, and currently I own a 2003 Subaru WRX.
Nice, good car.
Completely stock right now, but I plan to change that eventually. I just got to get some money together. And prior to that, I had a BF Ford Falcon, nothing too special. And before that is just the car we had at home. I officially call it the White Turd. It's a Suzuki SX4, and doesn't really go anywhere quick anytime soon, so, But mainly, the turbocharged one, the WRX. It's the car I wanted when I was a younger man, and I always appreciated those cars when I saw them on the road, so I decided to get one. And it still puts a smile on my face. It's got the typical turbocharged car kind of feel. It's pretty dead under 2,500 RPM. And once you hit it up to 3,000, it
boost comes in.
Yeah, the boost comes in, you fly, and, you get a bit scared. And then you realise you're breaking the law, So
it's all part of fun, Like, and WRX is a great fun. Yours is a Peanut Eye one, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
Peanut Eye.
Yeah, so it's a later model GD. Good car. I'm a big fan of those. Is yours a 6-speed or a 5-speed?
5-speed. Yeah, I only have the WRX, not the STI, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, well, good. So now we've got your car history, so we'll move over to Anthony. How you going, Anthony?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. So you've had quite a number of cars looking through your car history.
Yeah, I have had a fair few. Look, it started out actually my first car I owned.
The multicolour turd.
No, that was actually my brother's car, actually. That one, there was a Chrysler Neon, actually. And that was down to undercoat grey. Actually primer. But we'll imagine that car never happened because I technically didn't own that car.
Fair call.
So first car I actually owned was a Mitsubishi Magna TJ Sports. 5-speed Tiptronic automatic.
3.5 litre, wasn't it?
Yep, 3.5, 6. Pain in the neck to work and change those plugs with that manifold, but it has to be done. And that was the first car I started out with. After that, I moved on to a Nissan Stagea M35.
Nice.
So that was running a VQ25 DET, turbocharged, all-wheel drive station wagon, basically. Always gets confused for a Volvo, believe it or not, with the rear lights. But I can definitely say it was a good car to drive, and unfortunately, it ended up having to change cars afterwards because it got to a point when it wasn't sustainable anymore. Then I went on to a Peugeot 207 GTI, of all things.
Little hot hatchback.
Yep. So a 2-door hatchback. Same engine as the Mini Cooper S, to give people a bit of an understanding if they don't know what the 207 GTI is.
1.6 turbo.
Yeah, 1.6 turbo. 0 to 100 in, I think it was about 7 odd seconds. But economy-wise was really good, which was the main reason why I got it, because it was still quick turbocharged little car, but economy, I was averaging at about 7 litres per 100 thereabouts, so I couldn't really say no to that.
No, definitely not.
I only had that one for a short time before then moving on to my current, I guess, more work-friendly car, which is a FG XR6 Turbo manual ute.
Gotta love that.
Bit of fun, definitely a bit of fun. And
they're quick.
They are. They definitely are. They're 270 kilowatts stock at the flywheel, but very easy to modify. the power gains are ridiculous that you can get out of those from a few small little mods. So
I'd imagine it's no longer economical.
oh, look, I guess all things considered, it's not too bad. I think I'm averaging about 12.5 to 13 per 100, given it's a 4-litre inline 6 turbocharged ute.
It's not bad at all, really.
It's not bad at all.
Manual too, so it's a bit of fun.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that. I try and keep it civilized. I usually get 9 to 10 litres per 100, and I think that's pretty acceptable.
That's good out of the old EJ20. That's not bad out of a Rex, actually. A lot of people get a lot more out of them, so not like higher fuel usage, but 9 to 10 is pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of them, I'd imagine, drive it a lot differently to I do. I only occasionally have fun. I'm getting older.
Nothing wrong with putting your foot down here and there, but as long as it's in good practice.
Exactly, all in safe environments.
Exactly right. You can always have a bit of fun with a car, but just take it easy out on the road, because there is other people out there. But just when you want to have a bit of fun, do it in your own time, and
And not outside of a petrol station.
Not outside of a petrol station, no.
And if you're driving a Mustang, just don't do it at all. Especially if there's crowds around. We all know how that ends.
It doesn't end very well at all. All right, well, we're going to go to a break, and after the break, we'll come back and we'll say some of our favourite turbocharged cars. But in the meantime, you're listening to 98.9 Northwest FM. This is Car Talk with Matty J. Cool. So, back to how we were talking about turbocharged cars before. You guys obviously own 2 turbocharged cars at the moment.
Sure do.
What would be your favourite turbocharged cars if you were to just say, out of the blue, I'd really like one of those?
I'll let Anthony go first.
All right. Well, I've got 2. Actually 3 technically. So I've always loved the Nissan Stagia. All the way through high school, that was always one of my cars that I dreamt about getting and wanted to get. So the fact that I could tick that off my box was always great. But there's obviously the 2 different variations of it. You've got the C34 generation as well as the M35 generation. In the C34 generation, could never go past a 260 RS.
Yeah. That's the same as a GDR drivetrain.
Exactly.
RB26.
Exactly. So RB26 engine, turbo all-wheel drive station wagon. Nobody has any idea what it is unless you know the generations of the car. Obviously M35 Stagia, that was always going to be in there. And again, in that wagon category, because as the trend sort of seems to continue, I do like my wagons, is going to be a Volvo 850R.
Classic choice, love those.
So that's that'd probably be my 3 cars that I've always admired and liked and had a bit of an appreciation for.
I always liked the A50R. It was, it's got that 5-cylinder Volvo engine, which they're pretty much very famous for.
Sure do.
And they've evolved it so well over the years. It's as strong as an ox, and you can make crazy amounts of power out of those A50Rs by just putting like an intercooler and just like a basic tune. You'll get.
Oh, exactly. Well, I mean, there are a few different kits that are sort of going around, just from changing getting obviously your ECU tuned. And an intercooler done on that one there, you easily jump at about 40 to 50 kilowatts just from those 2 modifications itself. And that's without anything else. That's pretty ridiculous figures just for an intercooler and a tune. So
it's good gains. And I can imagine the torque as well. And you know what's crazy about the A50R though, Anthony? They actually raced that at in the British Touring Car Championship.
Yeah.
There's all these little sedans, and you just see this big block of a wagon just beating them all.
Yeah, exactly. You just see the old Sweet Speed.
Sweet Speed, that's it. That's a good choice. I'm a big fan of the A50R. You don't see many of them around these days, though.
No, but when you do...
you know what they are.
You know what they are, or you either see them and they're really, really beat up and as you'd expect, an old man driving it.
Yeah.
Because it is a Volvo after all. Yeah. But look, there are other very rare occasions as well when you come across one that somebody knows what it is and has looked after it and they've actually enjoyed that car.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree with you more, Anthony. It's I reckon it's a great choice. Real cool out there. It's a very out there car.
Very much.
All right, so you've had a couple of out there cars with the Stagia and the A50R, obviously, but Alan, what about you?
Well, from Anthony's list, my list is going to seem more childish, but
nah.
You have your favourites, I guess.
Yeah.
One of my favourites is obviously the Subaru.
Yep.
And that's why I got it. I've talked enough about it, but also a car I appreciate, mainly thanks to the internet, is a single turbo Supra.
Yeah. 2JZ. No. You know what the next word is.
Fast and the Furious right there.
Yeah.
No, but, when they're done right and taken care of, they're amazing cars and they can take a lot of things on the road. And, I've seen too many videos of them and I've always loved them. I can't personally get one. I don't think it'd be a very viable kind of purchase.
One day.
One day, maybe.
Well, look, how about instead of getting the Supra, you get yourself a Toyota Crown Athlete, still running a 1JZ.
1JZ, you got your 1JZ power, you got twin turbo.
Yeah, but on top of that as well, they've been down-tuned to 280 kilowatts to fit the Japanese market. So you can just imagine what a flash tune will do to that.
Yeah, it'll make it fly.
And you can pick them up for about 10 to 12 grand with 80-odd thousand Ks.
That might not be a bad idea.
And you get it's like VIP spec, full luxury as well. So
Oh, exactly.
yeah.
It's just beating cars in a bed,
Yeah, well, yeah.
Exactly. Well, if you don't want to go down the route of the turbo, you've always got the Majesta as well, which is the 5.4 litre V8 variation, which again, down tuned to 280, just for good measure.
Gentleman's agreement. Yeah. What else, Alan?
And the other car I'd say for me has been the McLaren MP4-12C.
Yes. Yeah, that twin turbo V8.
Yes, and that's really, I guess, it's been a car that usually for me, turbocharged cars have been kind of Japanese cars and just been kind of fun power cars, really. But the McLaren, it's more sophisticated and it's more designed with thought, to make the car work on a track, work just everywhere on the roads and stuff like that, and it looks beautiful as well. It's I guess the base for the P1, which is an incredible car.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And I've always appreciated the British engineering and the thought that's gone into that kind of a car, because usually when you talk supercars, you'll get V12s and those sorts of engines. It's nice to see a smaller engine. I believe it's a 3.8 litre.
3.8, yeah.
Yeah.
Never late in the 3.8.
Yeah.
That's a comment I'll say, but anyway.
But 3.8 litre, twin turbo, or bi-turbo, I guess.
Yeah.
Making some really good power and fit into a car that really works well, reasonably priced for a person that can afford those kind of cars.
Yeah.
And I've always just really liked one of those.
Yeah, no, I'm big fan of those. I've a guy I watch on YouTube, Matt Farah. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He's got a show called the Smoking Tire. He does a lot of one takes, and he's done a couple of those. And he's like, they ride the ride in them's not supercarish, because it's just like they ride so smooth, but on the track they're still, or even on the road they still ride firm and the flat. He's like, there's nothing else like it. And it's the same thing with the P1. They're engineered very well, to the point where they can just be driven really hard or driven daily, and you wouldn't even know it doesn't even feel like you're driving a supercar, which is something McLaren does very well, and they've been known to do. So that's a fantastic choice. I'm a big fan of that one. Yeah, but I hate to see if anything goes wrong, the parts bill.
Oh, yeah. Look, let's be honest. If you can afford to buy one, you're probably able to afford to maintain it. So.
Yeah.
And I hear McLaren are pretty good at looking after people as well. Like, even if you have an older McLaren, they're still able to rebuild your stuff and take care of it, as long as you got the money.
Exactly right. Like I heard, I'm pretty sure this is legit, because the old McLaren F1s.
Yep.
If you buy one, McLaren will actually rebuild it for you, and like as soon as you buy it off another person, they'll rebuild it for you. I'm not sure what cost to be something substantial, but to make sure everything's like back to factory fresh, which is for a car that's like over 25 years old now. It's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And like it just shows they stood by their car, so they're more than willing to to rebuild it and ensure you've got many more years of happy motoring. I mean, what's his name? Rowan Atkinson had one and he crashed it twice. But I think the McLaren fixed it both times as well. So
yeah,
it's impressive the amount of parts that they would have just sitting on standby as well for the old cars too, to be able to do that.
Definitely. And like having you said that, Anthony, in the DeLorean in the States, they've got like you can actually pretty much rebuild a brand new one. The amount of parts they've got left over.
Well, they've actually started reproducing the DeLorean back in America.
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously out of the dismantled and damaged DeLoreans that existed. So,
and all the spare parts that they had.
Yeah, exactly. So they're obviously making a limited run of that, but still the fact that they're able to do that is just, impressive.
I remember seeing a small video about that, about pretty much DeLorean spare parts. Is it true that one of the doors is rarer, is a much more rarer part than others?
I think you are right onto that. I have heard something about that, Alan. Not sure what it was, but I know something. Both sides, either one of the sides was more rare because either like they were more damaged or whatever it was, or it was cost more to make. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. That's actually good. I might have to look that up. If you know what it is, text us on 044 7777 989. Let us know. Be more than happy to hear from you guys. There's some really good good turbocharged cars that you don't really think of. They're more outside the box. I'm really happy with your choices, guys. On my list, in perspective, I've gone with some of my all-time favourites. So we'll start. Well, you've already mentioned the Supra because everyone loves the 2J. I reckon they just sound awesome. There's an awesome sounding car. But go for something more different. Mazda RX-7. Now I know that rotaries and apex seals, and they tend to say no dice after about 100,000 k.
You're spending more time working on it than driving it, but
true, that's about right.
But when they are working, and then when they're working well, they're incredibly smooth engine, a rotary, and the Mazda RX-7 FD, like the last RX-7, and especially in the Spirit Type A, which was because in the later of the FDs, it was like just before the RX-8 got released. They released 3 models of this. I'll just give a quick rundown. They released 3 models of the Spirit Type R. So they had A, B, and C. A was like I think it was a track focused one. Was like it had no back seat. B was like the same as the track focused one, but just with the back seat and a few other little luxuries. And C was like an automatic detuned. It wasn't as good. Let's not talk about that one.
That was a piece of crap one.
Yeah.
Basically,
that was the third one. But the Type A, it's that 13B rotary engine is just fantastic, and they make good power. And if you look after them and you know how to look after a rotary, they will look after you. Just a lot of people don't know how to use them. For example, with the RX-8s, people say they're very unreliable. Well, that's because, with a rotary they use a lot more oil because they're essentially a 2-stroke. And they say they use about a litre per 1,000 k, and people just don't. People are like, it'll be fun till the service. It won't be fun till the service, and they end up blowing them up, wrecking apex seals, stuff like that. So I thought I'd put that one in. That's a cool car.
High maintenance car, basically.
But they do look beautiful, and
they do. That rotary sound, though, that's one thing you can't go past or recreate in any car.
Yeah, and the Veilside kit, the ones that are done properly, they just look just out of this world. They don't look like those cars that are as old as they are.
Yeah. They look like they could have rolled out of a showroom right now.
Exactly.
Big fan of the Veilside one, actually. Good of you.
It's very unpractical.
Yeah.
Just avoiding any kind of bumps and curbs, but
you'll be fine apart from
that. You can live with that. Who needs bumps and curbs?
Nah, especially with our great roads out there. Big fan of the RX-7. And they drive really well. Like, they handle really well. They're actually tuned to, like, they're a good handling car. From what I've read, a lot of people have said that they handled better than, like, the Supras and the Skylines of their day. Just because Mazda have always been, like, a handling sort of company. They've always liked to have the foundations right before power. So, big fan of the Mazda RX-7. My next one was Toyota Chaser with the 1JZ. So sticking with the 1JZ from the Supra. Sticking with the JZ family, I should say, from the Supra. Big fan of those. Like, they're just a sedan that that can pretty much beat anything on the road. Especially fun with the TRD kit and the manual, obviously, because they're pretty rare to find. They make good power. Ford Focus RS, the new one.
Of course, you and your Ford.
Yeah, hey, come on. What's wrong with
Hey, look, I drive a Ford, I can say that, but knowing you and all of your previous car history, you're very Ford biased.
I'm Ford biased, I'm not going to lie, but having said that, the new Focus RS, it's a crazy cool car.
It is.
All-wheel drive, it's just mental. It's something stupid. You don't need that in a hot hatchback. but that's the point of it, and they've made it, and we should be happy.
Yep, definitely.
And of course, my my personal favourite, my F6 Typhoon, which I actually own, or the XR6 Turbo. That Barra engine's really, really strong. You guys have both had a car with a 4-litre Barra engine, and they make good power.
They do.
And one more out of the box, Porsche 911 Turbo. Either in the air-cooled or the water-cooled versions. Real cool car. The Widowmaker, they call them, because they're very twitchy cars because the engine's right in the back. But definitely like those. And it's honourable mention to the new Merc C63 AMG with the 4-litre twin-turbo V8.
Yeah. There's nothing you can say.
Well, I haven't driven one of those. I have driven the naturally aspirated C63.
Yeah.
That was quite a beast.
Yeah, definitely.
And it had a very nice exhaust note, which I don't believe you'll get in the new one, unfortunately. No. But if it's faster, it's got that going for it.
Well, the thing is, everything's going turbo these days, and
you can't fight it.
Yeah, you can't fight it. Everything's just for emissions and for fuel economy as well, because it's a small engine, just whack a turbo on there. You're getting better. They're better for the environment. Don't get me wrong, like it sounds good, but when you compare, like I heard the comparison between the older one with the naturally aspirated 6.2. Oh, just 6.2 sounds out of this world compared to it. It's a better sounding car, hands down anyway. And I reckon they still look better, like the older ones. I'm a big fan of the older ones. They got they just look tough.
Very wide body.
They are very, very wide body. Well, let us know what your favourite turbocharged cars are. So send us a text on 0447777989. That's 0447777989. We're going to go to a song. That's right, 98.9 Northwest FM. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. I'm still joined in the studio by Adam and Anthony.
Still here.
That was anyway. All right, well let's move on to our favourite car games. I'll say a couple of mine first, because I'm a big car guy fan. We're saying it's in light of the new Forza Horizon that's coming out. It's going to be epic. It's based in Australia as well, which is pretty sick.
Bit different.
Going to have Aussie cars in there, Utes, and so you're going to have your Falcon and Commodore Utes and GTFs and XR6 Turbos hopefully and all that. They should be actually. They got the Utes in there. Mm. It would be really good because it's going to show off some of Australia's scenery. It's going to have the Great Ocean Road and some very famous pieces of road in Australia, and let the people around us say that Australia's got some awesome cars, and some awesome places to drive, and because we do have some fantastic roads in Victoria and actually Australia as well. So I'll say. One in particular, obviously Forza 6, which I've played extensively. It's a great game. But one from back in my day, in the 64 days, Rush 2049. It's a San Francisco Rush 2049. It's a car racing game based in the future, and you could battle, and it was epic. Anthony knows all about this game.
Oh, like you do, and what can I say, mate? You still haven't managed to beat me in that one, and you're the one who owns the game.
You've got a certain knack for it, and I'm not impressed that
We've got a bit of a rivalry going on, huh?
We do. Every time he comes over, this game comes out, and it's
he thinks he can get one up on me.
I do, and he can beat me.
And every single time, without fail, I end up just destroying him. And it's like 4 games in, and he's like, "Oh, I've got the next round." 5 games in, I've still beat him, and you just can't get over it.
Hacks. I'm calling hacks.
There's no such thing. And especially when it's your game too and you've got your little booster pack.
Your house.
Everything's set up on your home turf.
And I still lose.
You just can't beat it. It's just skill. What can you say?
Fair call. Look, I'll go to a text. We've got a text from Callum. How you going, Callum? Give you a quick shout out. How are you? He says Rocket League. It's a competitive car football game. And he's like the crew. He's like he said the crew is all right. So thanks for that, Callum. 2 good games. Mark Morez sends us a text. He's like Need for Speed Most Wanted, the original one, which is a good game. I'm big fan of that one.
The old Neons and Rices.
Yeah,
that generation.
That generation of games was real cool. And Tyrone sends us a message. He's like back in the turbo cars, a Toyota Sora, which is another cool car. Been a big fan of those. But what about you, Alan? Any car games you take in particular?
I'd have to say from my childhood, Gran Turismo, definitely.
Of course, yeah.
And I had a PlayStation 1. We had Gran Turismo 1 and 2, and then progressed to Gran Turismo 3 and 4 on PlayStation 2. And now, there's GT 5 and 6, and in November, I believe,
The new one.
The new one's come out, which I have, of course, pre-ordered.
No, of course, yeah.
The Ultimate Edition. It's $200, and I probably shouldn't be spending that money. But it's something you appreciate, and I guess gaming series really got me into the simulation style of racing.
Yep.
And I've always had an appreciation for it. On the PlayStation 3, I ended up getting a G25 racing wheel.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And it gives you a nice opportunity to drive cars that you probably never will be able to. You know, no matter how rich you are, no matter what kind of Jay Leno you are, I don't believe you'll be able to drive every single kind of car in your lifetime. And it doesn't give you the complete experience, obviously, but it gives you something nice.
Definitely.
And so I've always appreciated that series of games. And now I have an Xbox. I do also like Forza.
Yep.
And Forza Horizon I've also pre-ordered.
The Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, the Ultimate Edition.
That's what I've got.
Spend too much money on these games, but they're worthwhile. They give you hours and hours of entertainment. And,
That's the main thing.
And you get to experience incredible cars, and you don't have to worry about crashing them.
Yep, exactly.
Which is,
no repair bills going on these cars, just maintenance on your Xbox and simulation setup.
Just some online access fees and some stuff like that. Probably a special mention I'll give is to Mario Kart.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
It's no simulation, but
it's a load of fun.
It is a load of fun, and especially if you've got friends around, that is the game to play. I'd play that over Forza or Gran Turismo if I've got friends around.
100%. We
spent a greater portion of Year 12 chemistry playing Mario Kart in the back of the classroom. I got a decent grade for that. I think it was pretty reasonable. And
you're doing Bioman, man. So, is it Bioman? It is, right?
Yeah. And it's a great fun game, and it can destroy friendships in some cases.
Oh, definitely.
But it deserves a special mention. That always holds a special place for me. What about you, Anthony?
Look, definitely have to be back on the same story of Need for Speed, the original. Mario Kart, of course, that's just a guaranteed. You can never really go wrong. Rush again, just because I'm still undefeated champ. I don't even know how long it's been now, but we'll just say a long time.
It's been a while.
I do have the Xbox as well, so again, Forza is always been a large part of it. And going back to the first Forza when it actually came out, was really impressive. Just a different sort of game style that at the time Gran Turismo just couldn't compete against, in my opinion. So I guess they're obviously you're sort of given car games that are very simulator-like and do have good range. But then I guess always pre-Forza is always Gran Turismo. I mean, I remember the days when I used to have it on the PlayStation 1, and me and my brother would actually have it was a little radio setup that had an old black and white TV in the middle of this thing. No jokes, probably if you had 2 iPhones stacked on top of each other, it was probably about how big the screen was. So it was absolutely tiny, but the best part was we would still somehow manage to play split screen on it. And you can just imagine how ridiculous and competitive that would get when it basically just looks like you're driving a Pixel. You're trying to compete against somebody on that screen. But I mean, even at the same time, one thing you can never really go wrong with Gran Turismo was how they had the simulated driver options too. So you could have races that go for 12 hours, 24 hours.
Yeah, legit.
And that would be a real test on anybody who is game enough to do it. So there's definitely have to be a level of respect for those games.
They did give you an option to pause it and turn it off and run away.
Yeah.
Which I did take when it was the longer races. I don't think I ever did 24-hour one, but the 6-hour one I definitely took a break. You need to go to the toilet.
Oh, look, every now and again, let's not deny it. Some things have to be done, but let's be honest, the true warriors don't take breaks. So unless you go on the full 12, 16, 24 hours, you're not a gamer.
All right, guys. Well, did you have another one?
I just remembered one, and Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yes.
That game allowed you to race.
It did, yes.
And race the cars. And it gave you points for it.
It did.
You could not actually progress through the game without racing your car sufficiently. And, you would add extravagant body kits, roof scoops that did nothing. 4 layers of vinyl that you couldn't see because your paint was pearlescent. All crazy things, but
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. It's about the fun.
awesome, yeah.
It was your car. It was your choice. It was your customization. And
Definitely.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought I'd mention that one.
One last one I have to get in quickly before we get to the next point. Driver.
Oh, yeah.
The original driver on PlayStation 1,
good.
yeah, you couldn't get out of your car. You had the original one car you could drive, and as soon as you totaled it, you were done. But it doesn't matter. That was
fun.
a testament for the time.
Definitely.
So that has to definitely get mentioned.
Well, if you've mentioned that, you may as well mention GTA as well. But
Oh, yeah, of course.
we gotta move on quick because we're running out of time for today. But we're gonna move into our quiz, which both of you guys will be taking today.
Yay.
You guys excited?
I'm worried, but yeah.
Over the moon.
Over the moon?
We'll see how we go.
It's better than test.
You guys, if you want to do a rock, paper, scissors of who gets the first one, I'll be more than happy to...
Look, I'm going to be the bigger man here and let Alan go first. So,
Are you happy with that, Alan?
Oh, I guess so.
All right, well, fine. You get the first one. All right, I'll get my music ready to play to make it all dramatic and, special. So,
I can read the answers from here.
I'm going to hide the sheet. So now we've got our dramatic music playing. All right, question 1. FPV's original BA F6 Typhoon had to be recalled after what issue plagued its launch in 2004?
A clutch problem.
Correct, yes.
I read that, but I'll take it.
I'll pay it, fine. Question 2. Mercedes C63 AMG's previous gen had what size engine?
It was 6.29 something liters.
6.2, yeah. It
wasn't a full 6.3.
It wasn't a full 6.3.
As they advertised.
Question 3. When Audi instills the Quattro badge on a car, what do they mean by that?
You got me. I want to say something about 4 companies coming together.
Nah, it's all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. That's all right.
No, that was an obvious one, but no.
That's all good. True or false? Porsche's 959 was rear-wheel drive.
False.
Yes, correct. It was all-wheel drive. Toyota Celica's GT4 was made for what reason?
I'm going to say rally racing.
Yeah, it was to homologate rally. Yeah, that's good. Question 6. The Lexus LFA engine was co-designed with what company?
I'm going to have to pass.
Pass. As a Yamaha. Question 7. The Holden Monaro was sold under which badge in the UK?
I know this one. Never thought I'd actually know this.
I want to say Pontiac.
No, Vauxhall.
Vauxhall.
Wait, sorry. Did you say UK or US?
UK.
My bad. I
That's
was thinking US.
That's all good. What is the current Nissan Z car?
A 370Z.
That's right.
That's correct. True or false? Toyota in the early 2000s offered a turbo version of the Corolla.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah.
I'm going to say false.
No, they did.
Oh.
They had a limited edition. It was in gold called the Corolla Sportivo.
Yep. Seen a few of those actually going up.
Yeah.
Hard to come by.
Very hard to come by, Anthony. That's right. That's a good pickup. Question 10. Proton, the Malaysian brand, owns which famous car maker?
I got nothing.
Lotus.
Lotus,
yeah. They own Lotus. There you go. That's why you see Lotus tuned by Lotus suspension on the back of those Protons.
Yeah, just don't touch on with the 10-foot clamp hole.
Oh, this is the Satria GDR, which are pretty cool. All right. Anthony, so I'll tell you your score in a minute. I'll have to add them up.
Okay.
Anthony, question 1. The Lotus Evora shares its engine with what humble sedan?
Lotus Evora.
I'll give you a hint. It's a V6. It's a 4-cam V6.
You should know this. I'm horrible with this, but I'm going to go with it's going to be something Toyota related. Toyota Camry?
Yes.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, something.
True or false? To buy the new Ford GT supercar, you have to do many things, including making a video.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I was going to say true.
Yep, correct. Question 3. Jeez, my music ran out. VW has released a new version of the GTI. What is it called?
I've got no idea, to be honest. I'm going to say maybe GTS.
Nah.
No, not even going to say that. That's a GTIS.
Nah. The club sport.
Oh, clubs.
Yeah, I know.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it is. The new Focus RS comes with a mode that allows you to do what?
Ooh, I know this one. Drift mode.
That's correct. HSV and Holden get their V8 engines from what country? Well, they're designed there. So.
Just going to go with America.
Yep.
Let's be honest. We all know it.
Question 6. Where is the position of a Porsche 911 engine?
Rear.
Correct. True or false? The Mazda 6 MPS... Let's start again. The Mazda 6 MPSs were all-wheel drive. True or false?
True.
That's correct. True or false? The Volvo C70 T5 and second-gen Focus XR5 Turbo share the same engine.
True.
They do. Question 9. Mazda's RX-7 was powered by which version of the rotary engine?
You got me on this one. I've got no idea about the rotary engines in it.
13B REW.
Got me there.
Question 10. What is the engine code for the Holden Commodore VL 6-cylinder?
Do I dare say it is an LS?
No.
No.
Is that your answer?
Can I answer for extra points?
Yeah, you can interrupt. I did this one for you, so go for that.
Damn it. I'm going to say RB30.
RB30, that's correct. It's a Nissan engine, RB30. So, all right, well, I'll add them up. I'll add them up after the break. So we're going to go to a quick break. We'll add them up, and we'll come back with the results. So you're listening to Car Talk, 98.9 Northwest FM. We're back. So result time. Dun, dun, dun. Drum roll, please. And thank you, Anthony. Alum, you got 6 out of 10?
Okay, I'll take that.
Because I gave you the other point for the other one because you did know that, and I'll be more than happy. And I did the same thing for you, Anthony. And Anthony, we have a new leader, so
yes.
I forgot who. I think Grass is going to be pissed.
Take that, Grosso.
7 out of 10.
Yes.
7 out of 10. So we have a new leader now.
New leader.
The leader.
I'll be back for this fight.
Yep.
Okay.
You guys can come back on and
Game on.
Let's make it happen. We've got 5 minutes to go on the show. Have you guys enjoyed your time on?
Yeah, look, it's been good fun. I think we've all had a bit of a laugh, and yeah, definitely been worth it.
Yeah, I've never been on the radio before. I've really appreciated you bringing me along.
No stress, man. Anytime.
Much appreciated.
I may be back and to possibly win the title.
I'll be more than happy to have you back on for you to challenge Anthony as a new leader.
Oh yeah. Look, I think, but before we have the absolute final, we need to get Matt in here.
Your brother.
Yeah. Oh, look, even better again. Actually, get you, Matt, as being the presenter.
Yeah.
And have somebody here quiz you with something. Because look, let's be honest, it's fair game. Even though it's your show, you need to be involved in this competition. I think it's only fair.
No, I agree. You should be questioned.
You guys are probably going to be assholes about it. You guys are going to be questions like, how many screws is there in an exhaust? I mean, like, on a WRX.
Oh, look, it's going to be better than that. It's going to be how many bolts are attached to my brother's manifold in his Toyota Caldina before we sold it.
Before you sold it.
So
10. I'll say 10.
Look, I'm not going to lie. There's probably about 7. Oh. So, yeah, you didn't get that one.
Didn't get that one. Well, that's damn. Well, thanks for coming on, guys.
No, thanks for having us.
We've got to go to our final song before we sign off for the night. So, but thanks again. Thanks to our listeners at home. Thanks for sending in those texts and those messages. Mark Morris sends in RB power for, again, we're talking about the VL. So they had a Nissan engine, Anthony.
There you go.
And they had an RB30 ET in the turbo specs. So, bit of good old trivia for you. Not many people know that.
No.
So that's probably why they were so popular, because they had a Nissan engine in.
That's why they were reliable too.
They're all right. They're all right car. Anyway, we'll go to our final song of the night. And until next week, thanks for listening to Car Talk. We'll be on same time next week, 7 p.m. Take it easy.